as a continuity of the previous class. In the last class, we have seen how many types of fruits are there based upon their origin, whether they were originated from the directly from the ovary, or if they were originated from any other part along with the ovary, any other part of the flower. So we have considered them. If any fruit is originated directly from the ovary, they are called true fruits. If any fruit is originated along with ovary, some other parts of the flower are involved in the formation of fruits, such fruits are called false fruits. And in both the cases, we have seen a fruit is formed only after fertilization. Whether it is a true fruit or false fruit, only after fertilization, fruits are formed. But we have seen the third category of fruits, which are called parthenocarpic fruits. Parthenocarpic fruits are those fruits where fruits are formed without fertilization. Without fertilization. So, if a fruit is formed without fertilization, then there are no seeds present in such fruits. So, such fruits, parthenocarpic fruits, are also called seedless fruits or fruits without seeds. After that, as a recall of first year syllabus in generalized, not detailed, simple, a summary recall, fruits are again classified into various types. They are simple fruits, aggregate fruits, compound fruits or composite fruits or multiple fruits. Compound fruits or composite fruits or multiple fruits. So, fruits are classified into simple, aggregate and multiple. It is based upon based on the number of flowers involved. So concept oriented neat question. There is a possibility they can ask because number of times they asked in the previous examination, AAPMT. Based on the number of flowers means how many flowers are involved, and based on the nature of gynoecium. Based on the nature of gynoecium. What does it mean? Based on the number of flowers and nature of gynoecium means what? For example, let us see that. A fruit is called simple fruit when it is developed from a single flower a single flower. So a fruit is developed from a single flower. A fruit is developed from a single flower. A fruit is developed from many flowers or total inflorescence. So these are the conditions. We are going to give the name when a single flower is converted into a fruit. One flower, one fruit. Such fruit is called simple fruit. Here also, a single flower is converted into a fruit, but it is called aggregate fruit. Both give the same meaning. Let us see. A compound fruit or multiple fruit or composite fruit is that where many flowers are involved or a total inflorescence of that plant is involved in the formation of a fruit. Such a fruit is called composite or compound or multiple fruit. So here, based upon the number of flowers involved, these two, this comes under one This is another one. Nature of gynoecium. What is nature of gynoecium here? Here, a single flower having syncarpous ovary. Or syncarpous gynoecium. In a flower, maybe a single carpel or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, but all these carpels appear like a single carpel. Such a condition is called, it means by fusion, by joining. So many carpels joins together and appears like a single carpel. Such condition is called syncarpous ovary or syncarpous gynoecium. So a simple fruit is that fruit which develops from a single flower with syncarpous ovary. Then what is this aggregate fruit? Aggregate fruit is that which is developed from a single flower but with apocarpous ovary. Apocarpous ovary. So here flower is single, in that so many carpels are there, each and every carpel is not fused, it is free from other. So all the carpels present in that flower forms separate. So after fertilization, when it is going to become a fruit, each and every carpel appears like a fruitlet. So many fruitlets join together like an aggregate. So many fruitlets join together, aggregate fruit. So fruits are classified into 3 basic types based upon their number of flowers involved and nature of gynoecium. Now, a simple fruit which is having 2 characteristic features, single flower and syncarpous, is again characterized into fleshy fruits, dry fruits. What are fleshy fruits we have seen? When ovary wall, that is fruit wall, pericarp is divisible into, modified into, transforms into, or separates in the form of 3 different layers: epicarp, mesocarp, endocarp. So whenever pericarp is capable to show these and stores food material, generally most of the edible fruits, it is called fleshy fruit. So fleshy fruit is that by the nature of pericarp. Pericarp's nature here is fleshy, stores food material. So fleshy fruits again divided into various types: berry, pome, pepo, hesperidium, drupe. So my dear students, all these are not mentioned in the NCERT book, but it is good to see minimum understanding about these. Fleshy fruits, berry. What is this berry? Berry means tomato, guava, date palm, brinjal. So almost all the vegetable fruits, banana, grape, these fruits which comes under fleshy fruits. It is having outermost layer, epicarp, middle layer, mesocarp, innermost layer, endocarp. For example, if we see tomato is having outermost epicarp, which is clearly even after cooking can be seen, and the middle mesocarp and endocarp, these 2 are joined together. Mesocarp some pulp endocarp having seeds. So like that, berry is a type of fleshy fruits. Tomato, etc. Pome, apple, fleshy fruit. But pome comes under both true fruits and false fruits because the edible part maximum is thalamus. Pepper, cucurbits, bottle gourd, bitter gourd, which are comes under fleshy fruits. Hesperidium is a fruit. Example, citrus, orange, lemon, all this comes under hesper. Drupe, mango, coconut, we have seen this in first year syllabus. Mango and coconut both comes under drupe. It is a fleshy fruit, but here there is a difference. Mango is such a fleshy fruit, shows epicarp edible, mesocarp edible, endocarp is not edible. Here, coconut, epicarp not edible, mesocarp not edible, endocarp, inside the endocarp, endosperm is edible. So, stony endocarp is the common for both, and first two characters are opposite for both. Mango, epicarp and mesocarp edible. Coconut, epicarp and mesocarp not edible. Endocarp edible, but endocarp not edible, endocarp edible. Opposite characters. Here endocarp is seed, hard. Coconut endocarp is hard, but inside we are able to see free nuclear endosperm in the form of juicy, watery, liquid, and cellular endosperm in the form of kernel, white colored meat or copra. So dry fruits are again various types based upon their nature. Dry fruits, dehiscent fruits. Means here pericarp is not divisible into three types of epi, meso, endocarp. It does not store food like that, fleshy, but dry. Dry dehiscent fruit means a fruit becomes dry. One day it will break to liberate the seeds. Such fruits are called dry dehiscent. Legumes, capsule. So many examples are there. Minimum, mostly asked. Legumes, dry dehiscent, and capsules. Dry indehiscent. Dry but not going to break and liberate the seeds. They were indehiscent, not dehisced, not broken down. Dry dehiscent. Examples, so many examples are there. Dry indehiscent fruits generally Cypsella is the fruit of sunflower, Asteraceae family members. Generally, mostly who are not having awareness of biological origin, they used to call it as seed, sunflower seed. But sunflower seed, it is not seed, it is fruit. Sunflower fruit, Cypsella. Caryopsis. Caryopsis is, we used to call commonly rice grains. Rice seeds we are not going to call rice grains, but rice grain is nothing but it is a fruit called Caryopsis. Once it was harvested from the crop, we have to take that to the rice mill where it is processed. The husk or hull will be removed from its upper portion. Inside seed is there, that seed will be polished to remove that and it will be make usable form. So rice grain we used to call, but it is not rice grain or seed. It is a fruit. Its name is Caryopsis. Dry indehiscent. In these two conditions, fruit is not going to break and not going to liberate the seeds. We have to break and liberate the seeds. Third category, schizocarpic fruits. Third category. First one, dry dehiscent, dry indehiscent, schizocarpic fruits. What are these schizocarpic? Carpa fruit. Schizo means divisible. So a fruit which is divisible into various parts, many parts. For example, schizocarpic fruits, they shows the characters of indehiscent and dehiscent. Here the examples are cremocarp, regma, so many are there. Few examples which are easily noticeable. Cremocarp. Let us see this. Cremocarp is a fruit which we call coriander. Coriander. Which is common language as dhania, vernacular name. A coriander fruit, this fruit is called cremocarp. This cremocarp, if we are going to press this fruit, when we press this slightly, it is divisible into two parts. It will split into two parts. This is one part. This is another part. Each and every part is called mericarp. What is a mericarp? Mericarp are the basic units, individual units of a fruit, subunits of a fruit, or each mericarp represents one seed. So this is cremocarp fruit. Cremocarp fruit, that is one fruit. One fruit is equal to two mericarps are there. So two seeds. One fruit, two seeds is the case of one fruit, two seeds is in the case of coriander or cremocarp. There is a possibility of asking concept oriented questions. Cremocarp, and generally in oldest competitive examinations of our country, they asked the center part which is found when each mericarp is a seed. Mericarp one seed, mericarp another seed. So two seeds. Each mericarp is equal to one seed. Two mericarps, two seeds. So one fruit, two seeds. The joining structure present between these is called carpophore. Carpophore is the extension of thalamus. What is thalamus? We know that thalamus is nothing but the place where all the floral parts are joined or attached. Like this. This is thalamus. When a flower is becoming fruit and it is nothing but a cremocarp, this thalamus is extended. Thalamus is extended. The extension of thalamus is called carpophore is the term associated only with cremocarp. Regma. So it is a minimum requirement that some of these questions they ask TV. That's why we are watching. Otherwise, there is a lot of list is there. In front of every dry dehiscent, a list is there, dry indehiscent. So many examples, cytocarpic, so many examples are there. Regma. Regma is a fruit. Regma is a fruit. Castor oil plant. So the fruit is having a structure like this. 1, 2, 3. 3 mericarps. Mericarp. So one fruit regma, one fruit is equal to 3 mericarps. Each mericarp is a seed. So one fruit is equal to 3 seeds. One regma fruit is equal to. So in higher level examination, in BHU, in CPMT, pre-medical test, AAPMT, AFMC, AIMS, JIPMER in olden days question, they used to ask how many fruits are there, how many seeds are there. If a biology student collects, they will give names of various fruits, and we have to produce based upon our conceptual thought. So regma or castor oil plant, it is found everywhere. You can see one fruit is equal to 3 mericarps. Each mericarp is equal to 1 seed, 3 seeds. Lomentum. Lastly, Lomentum. Lomentum Acacia nilotica. Examples: acacia, which is called a weed, spinous weed found in everywhere in our country. Acacia, you will see, are Australian acacia. A fruit which appears like this. A fruit with so many mericarps. Each and every mericarp consists of 1 seed inside. It is divisible into many mericarps. One fruit is equal to many seeds. One fruit is equal to many. So the minimum understanding is fruits are classified into simple fruits. Condition is number of flowers is 1, and gynoecium or ovary is syncarpus. In this, again, based upon the nature of pericarp, may be having fleshiness or dryness. Fleshy fruits, dry fruits. Dry fruits are again based upon their, they will ask question based upon what dry fruits are, whether dehiscent or indehiscent, or having both the properties of, based upon the number of seeds, based upon the characteristics, where seed is fused with the ovary wall, where seed is not fused with the ovary wall. If you see Caryopsis cypsella, a single fruit, single seed, and seed and ovary wall, that is pericarp, is fused together. If we make this, it will not give any sound if you take a Caryopsis fruit or cypsella fruit. But when you take a fruit of acacia or Tamarindus, if you take, when they become dry, especially this fruit, when you take and keep in hand to see, it will give noise. It means seed and the fruit wall is not fused. So these are the characteristic features generally A biology student has to observe and notice. Based upon the question, we have to give and show our talent. So, generally, simple fruits, aggregate fruit. What is an aggregate fruit? An aggregate fruit is that best example, annona, custard apple. Annona squamosa or custard apple, the best example of aggregate fruit, where we will see this structure like so many they aggregate each and every one. When we remove upper part is green, which is not edible. Just that upper part is called epicarp. Just below the upper part, mesocarp is there. That mesocarp is white or pulpy, it is edible. Inside, when we remove every green structure, which is called fruitlet. So many fruitlets are joined together, aggregate. So it is called custard apple or aggregate fruit, where when this is a flower, each and every pistil or carpel is individual free. It is not syncarpus, it is apocarpus. All these, each and every carpel becomes a single fruitlet, 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 and so many fruits, fruitlets joined together to form a single fruit, aggregate fruit, fruitlet. Each fruitlet inside black colored seed is present, covered by white colored mesocarp. So seed is endocarp. Upper green color epi, meso and endocarp. It gives the structure of berry. So each and every fruitlet is a berry. So when so many fruitlets of berries, then so many fruitlets of berries are joined together and found together in the form of a single fruit. Such a union of so many fruitlets of berries is called iterio. Iterio. What is iterio? Iterio is the term. Iterio is a term given to the group of fruitlets. Iterio of berries. So here, iterio of berries means iterio is the name given to the group. Which group? Number of fruitlets. Why number of fruitlets are separate? Because they were arise from apocarpus ovary. And the character is berry. What is berry? Epicarp, not edible. Mesocarp, pulpy, edible. Endocarp, not edible, in the form of seed. So each and every fruitlet and so many fruitlets, iterio. Common name is aggregate. So many are there. Iterio of achins, iterio of berries, iterio of nuts, iterio of folic. So many are there. So here, aggregate fruit means main concepts. A single flower, apocarpus ovary. And when an aggregation of so many, what are these so many? They are called fruitlets. What is a fruitlet? A fruitlet consists of epi, meso, endocarp. So many such fruitlets join. When a group of such fruitlets is called iterio. Iterio means group of fruitlets found together. Group of fruitlets found together. Now, Let us go to multiple fruit or composite fruit or compound fruit. A multiple fruit or composite it develops from not a single flower but many flowers are involved. It means total inflorescence involved. Maybe it is spike or spadix or catechin inflorescence. Spike inflorescence we have studied in the earlier classes. Spadix inflorescence, catechin inflorescence, any of these inflorescence, total inflorescence is modified, converted into a fruit. Such fruits are called multiple fruits. Composite fruits. Multiple fruits are composite fruits. Concept we have seen, when many flowers or total inflorescence is involved. So here possibility, all the parts of the flower are involved in the formation of fruit. Maybe calyx, corolla, thalamus, or peduncle of the inflorescence, or any part of the inflorescence. Many parts of the inflorescence are involved. There are two types of composite fruits. These two types of fruits are termed as psoriasis fruit, Syconas. Psoriasis fruit. Examples: jackfruit, pineapple, mulberry. The most important, jackfruit, pineapple. We have to remember what is a jackfruit? Artocarpus, pineapple, ananas. So here in a jackfruit or pineapple, total inflorescence is covered and appears like a fruit. It consists of so many. And you might have seen how to remove. They will remove the vendors and you will get seeds inside which are covered with that side. So numerous based upon the size of the fruit. Psoriasis. They developed from either catkin, spadix or spike inflorescence. Syconas fruits. Syconas fruits. Fig. The best example. Anjura. Fig is the best example. Here it is developed from Hypanthodium inflorescence. What is this? The inflorescence from which it is developed, Syconas fruit, is Hypanthodium. Hypanthodium. Hypanthodium, where when we take Anjura or this fig and cut it in the center, you will see this structure. It consists of the fleshy layer and inside ostiole having flowers, male flowers, female flowers or sterile flowers, the edible part, thalamus or pedicel. So all these things, the total fruit is nothing but a inflorescence. One inflorescence is equal to one fruit, that is Syconas. So in a nutshell, in a summary, in the NCERT book they have given recall from your earlier previous classes how many types of fruits are there, what are their general characteristic features. So after this, again we are entering into the seed. What are the properties of the seed? A seed what it will give, how it is useful in angiospermic plant. In lower forms like algae or bryophytes and pteridophytes, seed formation is dependent on this independent. It means formation of fertilization. For compulsory fertilization, gametes has to move. For that purpose, they need water. After that, when the seed, there is no seed formation in those. But as and when the seed development is started here after gymnosperms, in angiosperm, the process of seed formation is more dependent on water. Pollination and fertilization, they have given one sentence. Pollination and fertilization are independent, but formation of seed is more dependent. Formation of seed. More. They can ask, there is a chance, straight question, assertion and reason. What is assertion and what is reason? Or they can ask here one question, you can make a note. They can ask statement type of question. Which of the following is a correct statement? Which of the following is a wrong statement? Formation of seed more dependent. They are having various adaptive strategies. What is adaptive strategies? Seeds are able to fly. Our seeds, we are going to carry them. We will collect seeds from some other village or some other state. We will carry with us. We will take these seeds to other place and we will drop there. So it is a method of seed. So seeds provide adaptive strategies for dispersal from one area to another area. It means seeds are capable of disperse from one area to other area. It means if we drop seeds there, new species are colonizing in that new areas. Adaptive strategies for dispersal into new areas, new species, or these carried seeds species colonize in other areas. So formation of seeds and development of seeds are helpful to angiospermic plants. Angiosperms can be grown everywhere. They will be distributed throughout the geographical areas of the world, which is not found in pteridophytes, which are not found in bryophytes, where they require water. Since seeds are covered with protective layer, seed coat provides shelter and protection, and as long as it is there in the form of a seed, seed is in the form of a seed, it has some embryo which is about to develop because of dryness and dormancy, and this seed which is in the form of a seed having coat and cotyledons are responsible to provide food material when a seed is going to develop, germinate in the form of a seedling. When a seed is about to germinate in the form of a seedling, for its germination, for cell division and growth, it requires food. That food is supplied from the cotyledons until it will get its first leaf. So until it is capable to show its own photosynthesis, so seed is providing assured nourishment for the developing seedling. Provide nutrition for the developing seedling until it becomes photosynthetic. Until it becomes photosynthetic, means until it forms its first leaf. As a matter of fact, fifth one, seed is a product of sexual reproduction. Means two different plants, two different species, or within a same species, two different varieties, or within a same variety, two different plants like homozygous plant and heterozygous plant. So, whenever a homozygous plant crosses with heterozygous plant, one cross, or two different varieties of a species are crossed, another cross, or two different species of same genus are crossed. So, within these different crosses, what is actually happening here? A seed is a product of sexual reproduction, hence the properties of both male and female, maybe they belongs to different species or same species, different varieties or different state, homozygous, heterozygous, two different characteristic features combines together to form a new. So in a new plant which is developed from a seed, there is a possibility of recombination, genetic variations. Hence, a seed is a product of sexual reproduction. So, it generates variations which are called variations, changes, genetic recombinations between two different plants. So genetic variations are because of genetic recombinations. A new variety, evolution of a new species, which results in evolution of new species. So seed provides 5 different, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of good things for the angiospermic plants. One of the following is not a property of seed which is given to angiospermic plant. Neat question. One of the following. So they can take, with the help of a microscope, they can see so many inner concepts. So our time will not provide to give all those things, but I can give you that you can think when you sit with the NCERT book to see, to identify, to understand the inner concept, to identify which type of questions could be created here. You only will get question and you only will get answer. Now, what is a seed? Why we are using seeds? Seeds are used for agriculture purpose. They can be stored and used as food. Throughout the year. Main concept. So, seeds are used for agriculture. It means once a plant is going to produce its yield, whether in the form of a fruit or seed, a farmer is going to collect that seed and you can use that seed for the next generation to raise a crop, or he can keep this seed in his house for his utilization, for his food throughout the year. Now, question comes, when a seed is liberated from the plant or when a seed is harvested from a crop, how long this seed remains alive is called viability of seeds. What is viability? How long a seed remains alive to germinate after it is shed from the plant body. How long a seed remains alive after so once seed is released from the plant, from the crop plant, and we are going to use it as for agriculture purpose basically, or we are using it as for food. Our question is, once a seed is liberated or shed out or collected, what is its lifetime? Lifetime means the property of the seed, the ability of a seed to have power to germinate, the time taken for a seed, or the ability of a seed or power of a seed to generate or to germinate. So some seeds may germinate within few. Oh, some may be days, some may be months, some may be years, some may be 100 years, some may be thousands of years. In the textbook, my dear students, the ability or power of a seed to germinate, the time taken, the time period for a seed to germinate. Beyond that time, it cannot germinate. This is called viability. Oh, every seed is having a particular viability period. Viability of a seed. Viability varies from seed to seed. They have given few seeds are having viability of few months. Straight cut and paste question they can ask. Few seeds of few species, they were having few months of viability. Large number of seeds, several years. Some seeds of some species, hundreds of years, very rare. Very rare. For example, two examples they have cited. These are directly taken from the NCERT book, statement type of questions, direct statement, right, correct statement or wrong statement, correct or incorrect statement, right or wrong statement. Very rare varieties of seeds are there, some one or two very rare, which are having thousands of years of viability. Seed and viability, thousands of years. They can ask a matching block question by jumbling. What are those examples of seeds which are having viability period of thousands of years? Thousands of years. First one, lupin seed. The plant name is Lupinus archaiticus. Lupinus archaiticus or lupin seed. It is having the largest viability period of 10,000 years. Straight memory based example oriented question. Lupinus archaiticus or lupin seed having largest viability period of 10,000 years. This lupinus is found from Arctic tundras during the excavations. Lupinus arcticus, Arctic tundras, it was excavated and it was observed that that seed is having its viability period for about 10,000 years. After 10,000 years of dormancy or viability, it is capable to germinate, to develop into a plant and form flowers. So, largest viability period, thousands of years, 10,000 years, lupin seed, Lupinus arcticus, Arctic tundras. Second example, date palm, Phoenix dactylifera. Phoenix dactylifera. It is having a period of 2000 years of viability. 2000 years of viability. Phoenix dactyl, it was observed from in the excavations. King Herod's palace near Dead Sea. So we will see this in the National Geographic channel, King Herod's Palace, Dead Sea. So Herod's Palace, it is found in the scriptures of biblical studies, where Pharaoh kings used to live in those days, approximately 2000 years ago. So during the excavations, our scientists are able to observe this Phoenix dactylifera seed, and it was found that it is having a viability period of 2000 years. So there are two rare examples of longest viability periods, Lupinus arcticus and Phoenix dactylifera, 10,000 years and 2000 years. Lastly, for example, in a plant, how many fruits are there? Then more the number of flowers, more the number of fruits. In a fruit, how many seeds are there? Based upon the fruit, maybe single seeded fruits or many seeded fruits, based upon the number of ovules. So here, generally, one seeded fruits are many. There are some fruits in this universe belongs to orchids. In orchids, a fruit consists of thousands of tiny seeds. In orchids, a fruit consists of. In the same way, second example, in parasitic plants, Orabank, Striga, Belenofera, Santalum, Loranthus viscum. So there are so many parasitic plants. In these plants, in these same thousands of tiny seeds are present. Last example, ficus. In a ficus is a large tree. Ficus bengalensis, banyan tree. It consists of fruits, figs. In each fruit, so many seeds. For example, from a single fruit, how many seeds are there? From a single plant, Ficus bengalensis, how many fruits and how many thousands of seeds are produced? We can estimate many. So, with this we have seen the structure and details of the seed. And in the last of this unit, we are going to study apomixis and polyembryony. We will see in the coming sessions. Thoroughly read each and every paragraph, each and every sentence, each and every line to line. Think, because you are having enough time and you can do great achievements. All the best.